So you say you care for animals little enough that it's okay to exploit and kill them for food?
I wouldn't say exploit would be the word. I'd say, use them for food. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of the natural way that the food chain works.
Right.
We're at the top of the food chain.
Right.
Nothing, like, we're the most dominant species on this planet. We can try and make steps to try and reverse it and be like, oh, we should have empathy for animals. We shouldn't kill animals that we're not going to eat.
Right.
I totally agree with that.
The pleasure you gain, you would say it justifies the harm, the torture and death that is caused to animals because of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
So what's your name?
I'm Tate.
Tate, I'm Nathaniel. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as
So I have
well.
a sign here that says, how do you justify eating animals? So I'm curious how you would answer the question.
The way I would answer the question is, to justify it, I've always eaten animals. It's just always been in my diet.
Yeah.
There's never been like a vegetarian or somebody who hasn't like refrained from eating animals. And it's just kind of something that I've always done.
Okay. Yeah, do you think there's an ethical justification for it? Because that's an explanation for why you do it, but do you think that you can provide maybe an ethical reason for why it's okay or maybe not okay?
Yeah, sure. So animals will replenish themselves. It's like Mother Nature. They'll replenish themselves. Like if I go out into the forest and shoot a deer and I eat it, more deer will be made, right? By me eating meat individually, I am not making an impact. If I use sustainable sources, I can eat meat without making an impact on.
And do you think we could say that about humans? Because if I go into a city, for example, and I just take out a human and I eat them or whatever, don't even have to eat them, but if I just kill a human, right, I can make that exact same argument that humans are going to still reproduce, right, and there's another human's going to take their place. Do you think that would make that okay?
I mean, I wouldn't like that because I'm a human, right? Because I'm empathetic towards human. It's like,
and you're not empathetic towards animals?
Well, I am. It's just I eat animals to feed myself, right? It's something that I do to feed myself, and it's a part of the way like humans have been raised over generations is that we eat meat, right? We eat vegetables as well, but we eat meat. And I think, well, yeah, human population would replenish, but I mean, I wouldn't be okay with that because I have a personal connection to humans. I am a human. I would feel uncomfortable with that.
Right, okay. So you said you have empathy for both, right? But obviously you say it's okay to exploit and kill animals, but not humans. So I'm wondering, what is the sort of difference there? What's the difference maker between those two cases?
The difference for me is I have empathy towards animals, but I see them as food.
Right.
I see them as food. It's something that I've done forever. I'm part indigenous, and people in my family have been hunting for generations.
Okay.
So for me, it's a thing of I feel comfortable killing an animal because I'm going to eat it.
Okay.
I don't eat human.
Right.
I wouldn't kill a human. That's my connection to eating.
So you say because you see them a certain type of way, it justifies what we do to them, right? Do you think that sort of reasoning could be used in other cases? Like, I think you could say the same thing about any sort of other injustice, right? There's been a group of people who have seen another group of humans to be lesser than them, and they've used that, justification as a justification to basically exploit those groups, right? So would you accept that reasoning in that case? And if not, what's the difference maker between those two cases?
Can you say that again? I didn't really pick all of it.
Yeah, sorry. So you say, you're comfortable exploiting animals because
Yes.
you see them as food, right?
Yes.
But I could say, for example, well, I'm comfortable promoting misogynistic views because I see women as a separate class of human. That would be a justification that's been used before, and it's very similar to the justification you've used for animals. So where is the flaw in that reasoning, do you think?
Because I eat meat to live.
Right.
Like I eat meat so I can be healthy.
And do you think it's the only way you could live and be healthy?
No, I don't think it is.
Right.
But I think it's a convenient way. We found a way to have sustainable farming. So
Right.
I don't see what the problem would be is if we could sustainably farm, replenish populations, and still eat meat and keep a healthy diet, I don't see any problem with eating meat.
Right. But I could bring it back to the human example, and I could say, well, if we had a method of farming humans that was sustainable, then it'd be okay, right? But you wouldn't hold that view, would you? There's a difference there between humans and animals.
Because I care for humans more than I do for animals, right?
You care for them more, right?
I care for them more, right? And that makes sense, right?
And so you say you care for animals little enough that it's okay to exploit and kill them for food?
I wouldn't say exploit would be the word. I'd say, use them for food. Yeah. I think it's fair enough that think about it this way: if a bear saw you, and you had your leg chopped off, would it eat you, or would it be empathetic
Right.
and decide, oh, maybe I'm going to spare its life
Right.
and not eat it. Right? If you think about it, it's kind of the natural way that the food chain works.
Right.
We're at the top of the food chain.
Right.
Nothing, like, we're the most dominant species on this planet. And obviously, yes, you can be empathetic towards the other things.
Yeah.
But the food chain is the food chain. We can try and make steps to try and reverse it and be like, oh, we should have empathy for animals. We shouldn't kill animals that we're not going to eat.
Right.
I totally agree with that.
So you would agree that we should try and minimize the amount of harm we cause to animals?
Oh, yeah, we should try to. We
Yeah.
should try to. But to try and make a change where everybody can switch to a non-meat eating society, I think is impossible.
Okay.
At least right now.
Right.
I think it's impossible.
On a societal level, it does certainly seem far away, but just in terms of you as an individual, you said that, eating animals is not the only way to live and be healthy, right? And then you also said that we should minimize the amount of harm we cause to animals, right? So why does that not lead you to the conclusion that you should avoid killing and eating animals for food?
My friend kind of wants me to wrap it up. I'm just going to make this last point.
Okay.
Also, just a personal reason, it's just personal preference.
Okay.
I like eating meat.
Right.
Well, I enjoy eating meat.
And
I feel
the
good
pleasure
eating meat.
the pleasure you gain, you would say it justifies the harm, the torture and death that is caused to animals because of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. And what if I said that in another case, right? What if I went onto the street and I kidnapped someone and I tortured them in my basement and then I ate them and I say, well, it brings me a lot of pleasure, right?
Well, I've never kidnapped an animal, tortured them, and then proceeded to eat them.
But you have paid for their bodies to consume them.
I have, yes.
And so you've participated in a system which does do that, even if it's
Well,
not
what
you
if it's
yourself.
sustainable? What if it's sustainable and then we found a way to farm them and capture them and eat
Well,
them?
environmentally it may be, but from the perspective of the animals whose lives you're taking, there's no amount of sustainable death, right? Like, I could kill you and that would be very environmentally friendly because humans cause a lot of carbon emissions, but it wouldn't be justified. It wouldn't be sustainable from your perspective, right?
Yeah. I actually do wish you the best of luck. I like
Thanks
what
a lot,
you're
man.
doing here.
Thanks
and
a lot,
and I
man.
support what you're doing. I have to go.
Thanks for the conversation and have a great day, man.